Greetings, people, and fingers crossed that the connection will stay strong today. And my name's Terry Messenger, and I've decided that I'm going to bring some awareness to people that are watching my live streams, whether you're on the video or whether you're on the playback. I'm going to bring some awareness and give you some actual techniques, just some little ones. And basically what that's going to mean is that by watching my techniques that I'm going to bring about over the next coming weeks, that means that you're going to not only get freebies from me, however, you're also going to become more aware about NLP and the work I do. So let me just share this to my professional page, because I'm still deciding on whether I should do it here on the personal page. And isn't it a great day? Remembrance Day, of course, lest we forget. And my husband is actually going off and remembering with his son. He's going to the Perth Concert Hall today. And I'm sure a lot of you guys are enjoying yourselves wherever you are in the world. I know in America, somebody just contacted me that is just finished, well, they did a mastery, and it's 2 in the morning over there. Over here, it is simply 4:45. Now, I did an NLP technique to find out, firstly, what was the right time to come live. And even though it is a witching hour for many people, it could even be a time when young parents are getting their kids off to bed. People might be going to the Sunday session if they're old enough, and some people may be asleep. So let me just share this to my professional page, and I am going to give you a simple, easy technique of how to break a negative pattern. So if you want to know, guys, drop a 1 down in the comments. Facebook algorithms are going absolutely crazy at the moment. Some of my top leaders and coaches are having a lot of issues. People are not seeing our Facebook lives. I have been researching content on this. Thank you, Janet. Thank you, Anna. And I've got 2 avid NLP practitioners on here right now. So they're going to understand this, although I'm simplifying it, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to simplify this specific technique so that the audience can watch. And I believe there is somebody who's just jumped on, and they're from the US, and it must be after 2 in the morning by now, but I know they must be also very hyped up about doing mastery. So with no further ado, I'm just going to take a deep breath. And maybe what you can do is find the last negative feeling you had. Now, everybody has them. This is a work in progress. We're always going to be combating negative feelings and emotions. And the thing is that the state that we're in is what we are manifesting. So it's really important that we educate ourselves to be in prime state, guys, you guys. And I am really super impressed by the fact that I've got quite a few people that are jumping on to watch this, and I am sharing this over to my page, and then I'm going to get straight into it. So drop down a 1 if you are keen to learn this technique. I will be bringing techniques over the next coming weeks to give awareness, and this is going to be a simple, easy, and fun strategy. So I'll just call this NLP techniques, how to break a negative feeling. Okay, it's going straight over to my professional page. Technically, that's where I should do it, but the algorithms are crazy. Okay, let's go. So the first thing that you do, guys, is you actually when you know that you've got a negative feeling, what you do is you ask yourself the question. Now, I know that a couple of people on here actually experienced this the other night when I took them through this in part of our series. Now, the first thing is to actually acknowledge. So write down in the comments, acknowledge. You need to acknowledge that you're actually what you're feeling. Now, once you have acknowledged it, then see, if you were sitting in the chair and I was talking to you, do you know what I would say to you? I would say, if you were saying sad, I would say, tell me how you do that sadness, because you know, guys, you are not your feelings. You are not the things you do. You are not the things you feel. You are you. You are actually, you deserve to feel your best. So put yourself into a position where you can firstly acknowledge, write down acknowledge in the comments. And once you've actually acknowledged, then what you need to do is put yourself then in the state of that feeling. Oh my gosh, what? So by actually putting yourself in the state, like you're doing it deliberately. Thank you, Todd. It must be after 2 in the morning where you are in the US. Which part of the US are you in, by the way? So once you actually call it for what it is, then get yourself to go into that state and feel it, and then even concentrate. And it's like we are so rebellious by actually trying hard to feel that state. It's like your subconscious wants to move away from it. So it's a bit of a reverse psychology trick just in itself. So once you've then, you're really trying hard, like almost like you're really trying hard to do something you want to do, only you're really trying hard to do something you don't want to do. So then you're actually moving into that state. Now, when you get the feeling, that's when you need to break the state. Now, if you know Anthony Robbins, drop me a 2 down in the comments, because Anthony Robbins is one of my teachers. He is a man that popularized NLP. And today I also want to acknowledge all my teachers. Anthony Robbins is definitely the first man that ever inspired me with neuro-linguistic programming. My other teachers have been, the first teacher here in Perth was Daryl Howery. Hello there, Belinda. And Daryl actually taught me NLP. And I know that when you acknowledge and you are grateful for all the people that have gone before you, then you will be even more blessed. Now, actually, I've got many more teachers, and there's many combinations of different people. And Belinda is also one of my teachers. She's a teacher to me in the team that I'm in, because I'm involved in a company where this is the first time I've ever been involved in anything like this, and it's absolutely amazing. And she is a great teacher. So I want to acknowledge and remember all my teachers today. And now Anthony Robbins, what he does, and you may recognize this, when Anthony Robbins is breaking down a negative pattern, he will quite often either swear, like say a swear word that kind of like shocks the audience, or he might insult the person and tell them that what he thinks of them in a really negative way. And this is actually called, guys, is breaking a state. So by actually breaking a state, you are breaking the person out of that actual pattern. So if Anthony Robbins is standing in front of a person and they're talking about their life and how bad it is and all the negativity, and then he suddenly swears at them or turns around and says, well, I think you're an asshole anyway, excuse the French on Facebook, guys, but then that will make the person stop and go, oh my gosh, and excuse the French, but it was specifically used for this kind of work to break the pattern. So number one, acknowledge your state. Do not be scared of it. Do not be afraid of your emotions. They are your GPS. In fact, if you try to push it away, if you try to just go about it without any acknowledgement and just let yourself do this, it's just going to get worse and worse and worse. So once you've acknowledged it, break the state. Now the way you could do it is by actually hitting yourself, right? You could click your fingers, or I knew someone who wore an elastic band and she would click it. Now this is a layman's way, obviously not a therapist's way, but this is so you guys at home can do this. So that's a break pattern state. Now once you've done that, and obviously the more times you do it, the better you're going to become at it. And you know, I can just imagine, Todd, it must have been absolutely incredible. It must have been an absolutely incredible mastery. Okay, so the last thing we do is, what do you want to? Ask yourself this question. Hello there, Pam. Hello there, Nicole. I cannot wait to see you on Wednesday. I think we have got, I'm just so excited. And this is a great little live stream to watch, because it's just focused on a very simple, easy and fun do-it-yourself technique and how to break yourself free of a negative feeling. Don't be scared of it. Don't try to push it away. Acknowledge it. Even talk yourself into getting involved in it. Say, let's make it a 10. Play with it, right? Play with it, guys. Then break the state. Hit yourself, break the state. Then ask yourself this question. What would I prefer to replace it with as an empowerment technique? Well, actually not an empowerment technique, but an empowered feeling, right? What would I prefer to replace it with? Now, make sure that for you at home doing this, make sure it's a do-it-yourself. So standing really tall, really strong. Keep your eyes up. A martial arts teacher used to say, keep your spirit out of the gutter, and breathe high from the chest, and make sure your eyes are up, not down, and then start to get an image of what you want, right? So you've already broken the state. What is it that you want? Perhaps you want to feel the confidence that you deserve. Maybe you want to feel calm. Speaking of calm, I'll be dropping my meditation hub very soon, guys, into the hub. Maybe you want to feel at peace. Maybe you want to feel completely strong and just neutral. Strong and neutral is a fabulous way to be, guys. So, you know, it's not about, look, we're always going to have struggles for the rest of our life. In fact, this is one thing that I learned this morning about my struggles. And that is, firstly, your struggles are really there to promote growth, unless you don't know stuff. So what I'm doing here is, you know, using the mind muscle to make you more aware, because I battle, and I'm sure you know you battle, and life happens. So when you are so empowered, there's my cue to call to hurry up and get off the live stream. When you are personally developed and you understand some of these little strategies, you're going to start owning yourself. You're going to start owning your mind. You're going to be the creator of your destiny. You're not going to be the the victim of your history, or the victim of the world, where you're playing the blame game, where you are, you know, creating, you know, even worse feelings. And this is what I learned this morning, guys. I learned this morning to accept. Like, acceptance is a very big thing. So if you can learn to accept the worst. So if you think something bad is going to happen, quite often with my clients, if they're telling me a story and I can hear that they're in a quandary, there's something that's really negative that it could be ahead of them. You know, guys, I don't go, oh, it's going to be all right. I don't butter them up. Not as a sincere, coach. A lifestyle coach who's really good will not butter up a person who's feeling like crap. What they'll do instead is, like Anthony Robbins, they'll put them into the fire. They will put them into the worst kind of situation. So if they're faced with a challenge, well, what's the worst thing that can happen? Okay? Because acceptance, guys, to get yourself to accept the worst, and can somebody write this down in the comments, accept the worst and expect the best, right? Accept the worst and expect the best. You will be so much more balanced. You will be able to cope with what actually is thrown at you in life, guys. And let's face it, we constantly have things thrown at us. Now, I'm just going to go through those 3 strategies, but I'm going to go through them really quick. So when you're feeling negative, rather than try to push them away, acknowledge them. Try to even get yourself into it and tease yourself by getting your brain to try and think of what that feels like. Then break it, okay? Break the pattern like Anthony Robbins does. He shocks them, he swears at them, he provokes them, he does something that's crazy. And then, what is it that you want? Look up, posture yourself, raise your eyes, put your feelings right where you want them to be. So bring your feelings so you are looking up, touching, feeling, experiencing what it's going to be like to feel so much better. Now, if you do find yourself going back to that feeling, do the same round again. Keep breaking the pattern, acknowledge it, break the pattern, and think about the empowered state, and remember that accept the worst thing that can possibly happen and expect the best. My name's Terry Messenger. I'm a master NLP trainer and a clinical hypnotherapist. My passion, my sole purpose is to move people forward mentally, physically, and spiritually. So I would love to be able to come back to you with some more tips on personal development. That's all I got for today. Have a great rest of your day wherever you are around the world, especially you, Todd, for watching so late. Show me some hearts. Show us you care. Share this with someone that you think is going to benefit. And that's it. Over and out from me. Remember, guys, results count.